Hello and welcome. Today I will be taking you through a comprehensive presentation on Janice Greenbriar. I, Isaac Bolton, will be going through background information on Janice. Matt Stewart will be looking at how Janice has developed throughout the game. Sandra will be looking at Janice's relationship with other characters, and Kristen will be nicely synthesizing and concluding our ideas. So to start with some relevant background information. Janice Elizabeth Connolly Greenbriar is the mother of Samantha and Caitlin Greenbriar. She is married to Terrence Greenbriar. She worked for the State Forestry Service in Oregon, and she was born on March 8, 1950 in Canada. She moved to the United States from Canada and became a citizen in 1972, a time in which it appeared she was already married to Terrence, as evidenced by the fact that her name was already Greenbriar at the time that she became a citizen. Janice's role in the Forestry Service appears to be a large one. She has three roles shown in three different artifacts within the mansion. She begins as a senior conservationist, as you can see here. And I'm not sure what that means in terms of rank, but as we can see by the fact that she was quoted in a newspaper article, she's one of the first people to be contacted within the service when the press really needs a quote. Then she is referred to by her boss as head conservationist, which indicates another promotion. But within this letter, Bruce, her boss, offers Janice another promotion to regional conservationist management director. This represents Janice's proficiency at her job and her leadership abilities. Now, Janice appears to be a romantic. Based on information from the naturalization certificate, it is possible to conclude that Janice moved to the U.S. for Terrence, considering the fact that she was married to him prior to her move to the United States. This indicates her willingness to put all else aside for love, which could foreshadow her relationship with Rick, which we will discuss in other sections. She goes out of her way to look good whenever she comes across Rick, as shown by this receipt for an expensive haircut she receives a day before she goes to the Earth, Wind, and Fire concert with Rick, as shown by this ticket. Now that we've dealt with relevant background information, we can move on to Janice's development as a character, as shown by Matt Stewart. So we see the development in Janice's character throughout the game. We first see her as an ambitious woman working for the forestry department to a woman with a broken relationship. We see her evolve from a mom who has a stable relationship to a mom who is looking elsewhere for emotional support in this time of need, as evidenced by Terry having emotional struggles from his uncle's experience. She is moving away from Terrence emotionally, and so she is closer to Rick, who is her emotional outlet at this point in the story. All right, next we have Sandra's portion, which is Janice's relationship with other characters. Now, as we explore more of the Greenbriar Mansion, we learn that Janice and her relationship with other characters in the game. Gone Home is sort of a coming-of-age story for Sam and Lonnie, which makes the relationship between Sam and her parents a big part of the game. Janice's relationship with Sam is complicated. Janice is very religious, and Sam, being a lesbian, defies her beliefs, which causes a rift between them. Also, because of the game and its setting in 1995, coming out as gay wasn't as normal or praised as it is today, which could also have an impact on Janice's reaction to finding out that her youngest daughter is a lesbian. We also get to know more about Janice's relationship with her husband Terrence throughout the game. There are clues that suggest that they are having some problems with their marriage, which is partially because of Terrence's struggles with his writing. We noticed this first, that something was going on between them when we found the self-help book in the bathroom. However, it wasn't until we read the letters from Carol, Janice's old college roommate, that we became aware of what was happening between them. In the letters, we also learned that Janice took a romantic interest in a new forest ranger named Rick, who was transferred to her area of operation. The relationship between Janice and Rick is complicated. Throughout the year Katie was abroad, Janice and Rick meet up on a regular, without Terrence knowing. We don't get any insight into if Janice and Rick's relationship was physically consummated, which we think must be interpreted from a personal perspective. Out of the two, Rick is probably the one who takes more initiative in their relationship. For example, he invites her to an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, but she doesn't attend. It isn't until Rick is going to marry another woman that Janice really starts to focus on fixing a relationship with Terrence. We see this when Janice and Terrence decide not to attend Rick's marriage and rather go on a couple's retreat. So, to conclude, as written by Kristen, Janice Greenbriar is the wife of Terrence and the mother of Samantha and Caitlin. She moved to the U.S. for love and works in the Forestry Service. From being an ambitious woman with a stable marriage and family life, she develops to become involved with another man. She changes her source of emotional support from Terrence to Rick, a man whom she works with. Her problems with Terrence are caused by both his trouble to write and his struggles of moving into the house of his dead uncle. Her relationship with Samantha is somewhat damaged after finding out she is a lesbian, which crosses her Christian beliefs. However, she changes for the better towards the end of the game when she decides to let Rick go and fix her marriage with Terrence.